is Up for Grabs, a podcast where three unfiltered friends talk about anything and everything. And now, here are your hosts, Tracy, Kim, and Rachel.
Welcome to Up for Grabs. I'm Rachel. I'm here with my friends Tracy.
Hello.
And Kim.
Hello.
We're back, and today on Up for Grabs, we are going to talk about something that I think everyone will appreciate. We're going to talk about a little family fun.
We didn't say it was family fun.
Well, I'm calling it that because it makes it sound better than what some of them are. But we're going to talk about family vacations.
Okay, perfect.
And I think it's fun in the sense that for the past year or so, no one's been going on any vacations. So to think about going on vacation is fun.
Very exciting.
And it's also fun that things are kind of opening up a little bit more where you can actually look forward to maybe going somewhere again, either with your family or without. So we're going to talk about family vacations. We're going to kind of separate it into two things. We're going to talk about our family vacations when we were children.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And then the family vacations that we plan for our own family as adults. So I'll start out with my family vacations, and I think the thing that struck me most was that the family vacations that Rob and I have planned for our family are so over the top compared to what we did when I was growing up.
Yes.
Like, we never ever flew anywhere.
Yeah. No.
Okay, that was never even considered.
Nope.
In fact, in our house, my dad, I thought he was pretty smart to figure this out. If he never showed us Disney World, then we didn't know it existed. So Kings Island was the be-all, end-all.
Yes, it was.
He's a smart man. So almost every year, I would say 9 times out of 10, we would go for a long weekend to Cincinnati for a trip to Kings Island maybe one day. And if it was crazy and extra special vacation, sometimes if the Reds were in town, we'd stay for a Reds game.
Did you ever go across the street to a water park called The Beach?
No.
She didn't know that existed.
Okay, my dad did that for me.
He parked on the other side.
It was like, I mean,
are you serious?
It had a wave pool. I don't know if it's still open or not, but I know
Back
that
in the
I
70s?
went. Well, I know that I went in late grade school. Maybe not the 70s, but late grade school.
Okay, I'm talking 70s. Okay, if it was there now,
That's early 80s. I mean, late grade school.
A bone to pick with my dad. He's lucky.
Hit that.
He's lucky he's not around for me to yell at him about that. No, we never went to the fun water park.
No. We went to the water park in Indy, Magic Mountain.
Okay, we never even did that.
You didn't?
No.
Oh. We didn't do it regularly, but like once a year.
Because that was all the way up in Westfield, right?
I don't know. I think I took a nap and we made sandwiches for the drive. I don't know. It was probably 40 minutes. But
it was in Westfield.
That's how it felt. It felt like a really big deal.
And you spent the whole day?
I feel like we did. And actually, okay, my memory's a little foggy on most things, and I'm pretty sure now that this was like a labor union picnic. So I don't know that it wasn't actually a family vacation. It was like work for him.
A work vacation.
And we got to go, and so that was fun. It was a fun day.
A little union time.
I still remember having fun.
Okay. Well, it's hard to not have fun at a water park, really.
Oh, water parks are the best.
Unless you're like me and are afraid to go on almost any of the things that are too high or crazy.
Amen.
I'm kind of a wuss when it comes to water. But it feels good because I think for every family vacation we went on to Kings Island, the temperature had to have been 100 degrees.
Oh, yeah.
And the vacations would always start the same way. I think Kings Island probably opened at 10.
Yep.
Yeah.
My dad would wake up around 3:30 or 4, start pacing around wanting to pack the car.
Oh, my gosh.
We would get in the car by 8, maybe. My mom would always make Rice Krispie treats, homemade Rice Krispie treats, and we'd usually have half the pan eaten before we ever left the driveway.
Excellent.
there were certain foods that I associated with, the car trip, like it was special car trip food.
Oh, I have
So-
special Kings Island food, so I understand the specialty food items.
Yeah, so it's like, oh, we're going on vacation. Well, Dad bought the Pringles. So good.
Oh, yep.
Dr. Pepper. We never had Dr. Pepper in the
Wow.
house, but yeah, it was vacation, kids, and we were going to really live it up. So we did. And I just feel like he pulled off a long weekend and made it seem like I had gone to
Somewhere
Disney
amazing.
World. Yes,
Yeah.
when really it was just Kings Island. And
How dare you say just Kings Island, but continue.
no, seriously, I mean,
It's kind of a big deal.
well, now that I tell my kids about it, Lillian's like, okay, where else did you go? And I'm like,
Yeah, because they don't live in that world anymore.
no, that was pretty much it. Well, and I just remember if we were super fancy and they had rooms available, sometimes we'd get the Holodome. I thought I had died and gone to heaven.
I didn't know real people went there, so that's pretty amazing.
Oh my God, they had like indoor, like it didn't matter what if it rained. I can still swim. Oh my gosh, the
You
indoor
were a
pool.
celebrity.
And I think they had indoor putt-putt. It was all just, it was a magical world.
That's a lot. Okay.
So that was the only time we ever strayed from those Kings Island. Like I can't think of any specific memories of things going super great or super wrong on those Kings Island vacations. They were solid. You knew you were going to have a good time. The Pringles were flowing. Everything was good. But we did stray twice.
Go on.
We went to Pigeon Forge when I was in 8th grade.
Really?
I was going into high school. So me and my brother were going to be freshmen in high school, and my sister was going to be a junior. No, she would have been a senior. The worst vacation ever.
How dare you speak against Dolly?
Oh, I'm not talking about, does she own Pigeon Forge?
That's where Dollywood is.
Well, we didn't go there.
Yeah, I don't think it was there then.
Okay.
It wasn't.
All right.
We
Continue.
did stay at a hotel. I don't know why we chose Pigeon Forge. It's not like we were outdoorsy people and like
Is
wanted
it
to
like
go
Brown
hiking.
County? I
It's
don't
like
know.
Gatlinburg. It's
Okay.
it's
But they
adjacent to
They have
Gatlinburg.
somewhat of an amusement park there, don't they? Did you do the toboggan things?
Like the water slide.
No, totally unrelated. I hate when people call a hat a toboggan. Go on.
Okay, I've never heard anyone.
Me neither. I swear to God.
Some people do.
Some people call hats toboggans?
Google it.
No,
Say I'm wrong.
I think there's a specific hat that is called a toboggan.
Well, then somebody called it something that it's
Oh,
not.
that's ridiculous. Somebody like calling a couch a Davenport.
My grandma used to do that.
Oh.
And I didn't know what she was talking
Sorry,
about.
I got us off track. Go on. Go
Okay.
on
The
back. Go
Davenport.
back to your
Well,
toboggan.
We've been to Pigeon Forge, and honest, my memory, I don't really, it was terrible. It really was terrible because we're not out. But I remember there being some kind of, and I know that they're very popular in like Gatlinburg area. There was some kind of wooden toboggan thing that you sat in and went down, and it was in Pigeon Forge.
Okay, well,
I don't know.
I just remember that there was some water slide in Pigeon Forge that we wanted to go to, and it must have been like the first water slide ever built because it was concrete.
I remember those.
Do you remember this? And you had to be on a mat,
And it hurt. Yeah.
and you'd get scratched all to hell.
Oh, yes.
Those were fun.
My brother saved my life on one once.
I think I
on
refused
an
to go
adjacent
down.
slide. My sister and I, we lost our mat. We were getting all busted up. He was like a superhero. He reached over, grabbed us, put us on his mat with him. I'm
That
saying
is-
it happened.
That's a superhero moment.
It was enough that I remember.
But the reason, I mean, the Pigeon Forge, it was bad just because, I mean, we were going to be freshmen in high school, so whatever. We already kind of had a bad attitude about things, but my sister ruined the vacation. Straight up. She'll tell you she did. I mean, this is not news. Like, she's not going to hear this and
Okay,
think,
'cause I'm
how did I
uncomfortable.
ruin our family vacation?
Yeah, I'm not
No.
comfortable with you calling her out, but go on.
Oh, she knows what she did.
What'd she do?
Well, like I said, she was going to be a senior in high school, and her friends were having a party that she was going to miss because she was in Pigeon Forge with the family, and she was pissed. And she made it her
Life's mission?
Her life's mission to pout and make the entire vacation as sad as possible.
Okay, well,
And
I'm not
she-
even mad at her. I say I'm not mad at her for it.
I think she's still mad that she missed the party.
It could have been the greatest party ever.
I'm sure it was.
Then she's not wrong.
Okay. Well,
She was
ruined
stuck
it.
with you guys in the woods. No offense.
None taken. No one wanted to be there. I don't know why we went. My dad had a lapse in judgment. And the other time that we didn't go to Kings Island, that was just so dumb. I think it must have been one of those, my neighbor might have told my dad about it, but it was one of those things where you could get a free vacation if you listened to the timeshare spiel.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We've done that before.
But did you do it in Arkansas?
I cannot believe it. When I talk about my vacations, you are going to die. The similarities of.
I know, me too.
I'm not going to say anything.
All I'm going to say is, who timeshares in Arkansas?
That's what I said.
Can't you own it for $7? Like,
it was,
what?
It was like 1979. I was like in
my
fourth
mind is being
grade.
blown right now. We'll get to me in a minute.
And I remember the name only because I think we stole towels from the place that said Cherokee Village.
Oh, son of a...
You were not at Cherokee Village in 1979.
Yes.
Oh my God, this is so great.
Real. Yes.
Why were we
I've been
there?
to Cherokee Village like 3 or 4 times. My grandparents bought land. And so we would go and check on it.
That must have been like
that's bizarre.
It was probably like a pyramid scheme back in the day.
Who are you people?
When I was telling Joe about family vacations, I was like, well, we went to Cherokee. He goes, that's the most bizarre thing. Why did your grandparents think Arkansas would be a great place to buy land?
I so wish I would have set up my phone to videotape this
When
podcast.
you said Cherokee Village,
because all of our faces right now.
Did you steal the towels too? We had Cherokee Village towels.
They were like condos. It was like a
Yeah.
So I want to go.
Okay, so
let's road
I
trip.
have 2 memories from Cherokee Village. One, we drove to Arkansas.
Oh, yeah.
Did a lot of word searches. I think my sister suggested we played the quiet game, which only I was playing, and I lost every time. I was one that would read the billboards. Anyway, we went to Cherokee Village. There's one picture of us standing on like the patio of the condo. We were pretending to sing, the 3 of us were pretending to sing Sean Cassidy's "Do Run Run."
I know the song. Are we singing it? I don't know what you're saying.
I'm not going to break into song.
I
but
was going to.
It's a damning picture.
Did you go? There were like lakes that you could go swim in, like beachy, terrible, like lakes, like the area that we stayed. I mean, I know we were in the same complex. There's no way with. I mean that. I don't.
We
really,
didn't buy. Let's just put it that way.
No, we didn't. But we always would go. My. And what way delightful was that my grandparents went, so that was fun. But we would go to check up on their land that they never built on or anything.
Do they still have it?
No, but it probably was
now-
some kind of timeshare thing.
Why do I get this vision that your grandparents do have it? They're going to will it to you. It's going to be like Schitt's Creek. You're going to have to like move there because that's all you have.
That would be magical, really, for the Schaefer's.
The only other thing I think we did there that was unusual for us, like I said, we're not outdoorsy people.
Yeah,
so
neither are we.
What the hell were we doing in Arkansas? We did go horseback riding, which was another thing that we shouldn't have been doing. And I remember kind of liking it until I thought maybe my horse was the one that was a little touched. You know, there's always the one. They're like, well, if it starts running, I'm like, wait a minute, it's going to start running. Yeah, so Cherokee Village.
We are going to have to do, after this, we're going to have to do some research on when
and where we were there.
I mean, that's just weird. I'm still like trying to wrap my head around the fact that somebody else experienced it.
Yeah, so it must have been just that it was free.
Yeah.
Because I remember my parents did have to leave us for a while. They're like, here, you guys stay here. We'll drop you at the pool. We got to go listen to this spiel.
Yeah.
What they could possibly have said to sell you, quote unquote, on buying something in Arkansas, I don't know what they could have said.
I don't even know where Arkansas is, so I can't believe you both have spent time there. Like if you showed me a map and said point to it.
It's around there.
It's somewhere in the Georgia area, I think. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little west.
It is.
Yeah.
That's all I know.
It's unremarkable.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I thought if we live in Indiana, there wasn't much difference. I mean, I remember it was hotter than hell.
Very, very humid.
Oh my God. I'm like, why
are
we
more
here?
Open space. It was more,
I don't know, go to southern Indiana. It's pretty country.
That's true.
So anyway, my dad strayed twice. Cherokee Village, Pigeon Forge, the worst. Kings Island, and my Pringles and my Dr. Pepper the best.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
I like that.
Tracy, what did your family do for family vacations?
Okay, so Kings Island, the same as you. Like, okay, 5 kids, 2 adults. And we didn't go on a lot of vacations, didn't fly, like you said. And it would be a 2-day thing where it was the racetrack. Sorry, I couldn't think of what I was trying to say. The racetrack. So we would go to the horse races one day and Kings Island the next.
Really?
So we had a 2-day and we would stay at a motel always.
Not the Holodome?
Nope. Be a motel. There would often be a pool outdoors. And we would swim there because when I was a kid, I did not know people that had pools.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Our neighborhood didn't have pools.
No.
Like, I didn't have neighbors. So if you had a pool and I went over to your house with my parents, 100% I was getting down to my t-shirt and underwear and swimming in your pool as a kid. Like, we always did that because we never had our suits with us. Like, you know, because we didn't know who would know you would run into a pool.
But the opportunity came. You were not going to pass it up.
If you had a pool and we were there for more than 27 minutes, I was getting in your pool.
I love that.
Although we were members for several years at Westwood Country Club. I'm just throwing that out there like I'm fancy.
Is that really a place?
It's on, yes.
No.
It's on the west side, and it's nice. They had an indoor pool. They had an Olympic-sized outdoor pool,
Stop
diving
it.
boards.
Wow.
Yeah. I hate to brag, and they also had delicious pizza burgers. Anyway, I would know the food. That was also very important at the concession stand.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, what else was I saying? So that was our main vacation. No flights, like you said. We didn't do that either. When my brothers and sisters were gone, then and Angie and I were the youngest. There were like a 5 and 10 year age gap. So my siblings get kind of mad because we kind of had a second set of parents where they were more fun. And like we took a road trip to DC and Boston, and I think they were semi work related, but we did it and it was semi fun. The only downside to our road trips was that my dad smoked constantly and had the air condition up high and didn't like the windows down when he was driving. So the whole back seat, you know, like the whole time we would turn around and put our faces in the back, but you got used to that. And I think a lot of people did that back in the day.
My parents both smoked. I mean, I think you just get used to it.
Or like 5 kids in the car and 2 adults, so 7 people in a sedan, and you would have either 1 or 2 of the littles up front with the parents. And then there was 1 boy, so he got half of the back seat to do his man spread and get as comfy as he wanted. And then everyone else had to fit in whatever room was left.
Did you ever have somebody that laid down on the floorboard of the back seat?
Oh, sure.
Oh, yeah.
My sister convinced me that was the most comfortable place to be. Gosh, she's a freaking genius.
Yeah.
Because I would have done I'm so dumb. I was like, she's like, I'll let you get there first for the first part of the ride. And I was like, thank you. I was claustrophobic. I thought, oh my God, what if we would have been in a crash? There I am down on the floor of the car.
I think you would have been safe. You wouldn't have flown out the window because it would have been like up and over and you would have been fine. I have memory issues. I think you guys know this, and I don't know if everyone else has the same issue that I have, but like sometimes I remember something and I don't know if I was the doer or the receiver of the action of said memory, because like, okay, my sister Angie and I were the only 2 and we're in the back of this big Mercury, and one of us had her legs pushed, like sitting with her back against the window, and her legs pushed with the other one pressed against the door very hard, and we weren't allowed to fight in front of my parents, like we would get in trouble. So there was a fight happening in the back seat silently.
With kicking.
So one of them had her legs. I don't know if I was the aggressor and I had my sister pinned. She will know for sure, and there's a better chance that she had me pinned against the door, where like there were silent tears and angry cuss words being mouthed at the other person. But I don't remember which one, so I'd have to get back to it. I mean, we were teenagers. We weren't 7 cussing, but anyway.
Yeah, because that was also key to our vacation. I don't know if this was a common thread in yours, but was your dad like totally on edge during vacation?
Oh, not the least bit relaxed.
My
or fun.
dad still is like no patience. What? It's almost like why
He
are you
didn't even
there?
want
to do it. It was just
Get in the car.
Obligatory vacation.
They had to do it. Oh yeah.
I mean, so
But weren't they worried about like the money, the time
I
away,
think that's-
all of it? Like,
yeah.
Or there was nothing relaxing about going to
was
Kings Island
nothing
with 3
relaxing.
kids.
No, it's not.
Oh, you brought up Kings Island again. I have to say, frozen chocolate covered bananas. I have to list all my food items that I loved.
I didn't know they had those at Kings Island.
Yeah, never had those at Kings Island.
What in the actual hell did you guys even eat?
We
The
didn't.
Pineapple
Well-
whip? You didn't? The frozen pineapple drink?
No.
No.
We had
The
La
fresh
Rosa's.
cut French fries?
Did have those every once in a while.
I mean, like, those were my reasons
fresh cut
for
French
going.
fries were
I would
definitely
get
a-
sick on the rides. I mean, I would do them, but
I was getting on the beastie, so couldn't do the real one.
the racer, and then I'd have like bruises all down my spine where it rattles you.
I wouldn't even
damn
go
near
on
to death. Okay. Oh, I did it all,
How did
but
you
I
have
didn't
any
like it.
fun? Did you just go like on the spider and all those other
Well, we did have fun where we went. My dad spun the witch's pot too many times before it even started, and
Yeah, I
then it
couldn't
started,
get on
and like
those.
somebody threw up.
Yeah.
I think it might have been my mom. I can't remember, but I remember that
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
started the day with that, and it kind of went downhill from
I
there.
have some video clips of me at Kings Island when I was 5, 6, 7. I don't know. I'll share them with you.
Adorable.
I was. My sister and I, who are a year and a half apart, dressed as twins, as we always were, even though we were
Yeah.
no way,
Not
shape,
twins.
of twins. Yeah.
Actually, I should correct myself. It wasn't the Beastie back when we went. It was
Scooby-Doo?
It was the Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it was Hanna-Barbera land.
Yeah, and that was awesome.
It was.
So my dad never.
Oh my, yeah.
I mean, and then what you were talking about being like not wanting to fight. Oh my God! If there was ever anything, we knew better than to yell at each other.
Oh yeah, it was
Correct.
secretive. I mean, that's so funny that you say that. It was secretive fighting.
Yeah.
It was pushing with your arms and stuff like that because literally it was
Don't set dad
Don't
off.
set dad off.
Yes.
Don't set him off.
So
Sometimes.
you have your fit, you have your meltdown, and then you get the hell over it because we're not all getting in trouble for this.
No.
And then my only other vacation memory that popped to mind as a kid was when you guys mentioned Arkansas, it made me remember that we had a trailer for about a month, I think. I don't know. That was in near Lake Monroe somewhere. Okay, we were not those people at all. So I don't know where this trailer came from. I don't know where it went. I remember there was an outhouse. There was not a bathroom. Like there was an outhouse at this place that we parked with trees. I don't really know. I guess it's
Was
a
it
campsite.
on a lake?
I think it was by near Monroe. I can't remember going there. There were 7 of us plus my grandma, so 8 of us in a tiny trailer. It was not a big one. It was the kind that you would hitch on the back of a car.
Ew.
I don't recall us having fun. I don't
No.
recall us doing anything outdoorsy. I remember nothing. So there's that. I might have been kidnapped from my original family there. Now I don't know.
You don't
Because
even
it seems
know.
like a movie scene in my
That
mind.
does.
It
That
does.
does.
Yeah.
Well, Kim, it sounds like you and I were living parallel lives on our childhood vacations.
We were, because when you mentioned the Holodome, I was like, come on. I mean, I know that the Holodomes were. We frequented a Holodome in Columbus, Indiana.
Really?
Yeah, and it did have the indoor putt-putt. It obviously had the indoor pool. It had a great like snack bar and like a pizza and all that. But that would typically be like maybe 2 days over spring break because the weather wasn't warm enough to go swim outside. A lot of our family vacations involved a lot of other families.
Really?
We would do our thing, but like when we went to Kings Island, and I'm sure we went when we were really little, just with my mom and dad, but it always involved people from school, like from St. Barnabas. And it was ridiculous because I am the polar opposite of this. I'm not really big on vacationing with groups and groups of people. That's just not my thing. But and it wasn't really vacation. It was, a day in Kings Island, maybe spend the night, go to the water park the next day, but we would go with huge groups. But Kings Island was a huge thing. And when we were talking about different foods, we packed our like lunch and went back out in the parking lot and ate lunch.
We didn't do that.
We did splurge and get La Rosa's pizza in the evenings for dinner, but we didn't, my mom was I respect her for this, very budgeted. I mean, I can imagine Kings Island is unbelievably ridiculous
They
expensive
gouged you
now.
back then.
They
Yeah.
gouged you back then. You just were oblivious to it. You didn't realize it. But Yeah, so Kings Island was fun. My mom and dad, like when you say my dad was on edge, my dad was also on edge once we got in the park, and you couldn't be afraid of roller coasters. He made you.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Like, he made you, which I'm very thankful for because I'm not afraid to do it. But I have tried to do that to my own kids, and it was probably borderline child abuse. So, calling names, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But oh yeah, vivid memories of my dad basically saying, "You're getting on the beast. You're just
We
doing
didn't
it."
drive all the way over here for you just to stand around.
I didn't pay $22 for you to not ride
You're
that thing.
doing it.
Yeah.
When you feel like that you might have diarrhea while you're waiting in line.
Thank you for the visual.
I mean, that's where I was, like sweating, and then you get off of it and you're like, I'm so glad I did that. So,
Or I'm still alive.
I know, but my parents
Whichever.
wrote everything. So that was very, very fun.
Oh no, my parents didn't write a thing.
And that's what Joe always says, like his mom didn't, my husband,
No.
like my mom didn't write anything. It was always my dad. And I'm like, what'd your mom do all day? No, my mom and dad were big roller coaster people.
And as an adult, I tried to be fun mom. And when we went to Cedar Point, I tried to ride. They have big roller coasters
I
there.
used to
And
go to Cedar Point.
I mean, like I said, the Scooby-Doo was like, woo, crazy. So when we went to Cedar Point, I was like, I don't want to be the mom that just stands there.
Yeah.
I'll be fun mom and go on this roller coaster. And I screamed so loud that I almost threw up. And so then I decided not to go on any more roller coasters.
And Cedar Point has some great old roller coasters, and it's some of the best around.
Yeah,
so.
they really do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw them. I didn't from
They
the
were
bench.
fun.
Yeah.
But we also frequented, I'm having trouble with that word, a water park, and I looked, and it doesn't exist anymore, and it hasn't for a while, and I looked it up yesterday, called Red Brush, and it was in Seymour, Indiana, and it was set on like a a lake, because all the swimming involved lake, which I hated. To this day, I still hate swimming in lakes. I hate it.
It's gross.
It's
It is
gross.
gross. It's dirty.
But they had water slides. They had all kinds of different, and it wasn't like like the beach at Kings Island type water park where it was all commercial. This was very like rugged.
Right.
But and I don't know how long ago it closed, years ago, but that was a very big thing that we did in the summertime as we went there. And we were not outdoorsy people either at all. I mean, we did do the Pigeon Forge thing. Barely remember very much of it. My grandma and grandpa loved to camp, and there were a few times that and all I remember is it just being cramped, humid, gross. Like I just didn't.
Yeah.
My uncle had a house on Sweetwater for a few years, and again, I didn't like I like to be on a boat and stuff like that, but nope, I just don't.
You didn't want to hop in.
I just didn't want to hop in. But that's kind of what our family vacations entailed as well. The Holodome, Kings Island.
So how have they evolved?
Oh, they've evolved.
Oh, they've evolved. We went to as a family went to Chicago for a vacation, for 4 days, and we did a ton of things. And a lot of memorable, fun things happen. And I think Lillian wanted to know if that counted as a vacation. Does this count as a vacation? We're just going to Chicago. Ouch.
Yeah.
Yeah, it counted
Did it
as
count?
Heck yeah, it counted
Okay,
as a
but in
vacation.
fairness to her, where else have you been on your vacations? Because it's pretty extreme.
We have. We've been on a cruise to Alaska when she was too young to remember. We've been to Toronto, which was one of my faves. We've been to St. Croix, which had a lot of fun memories. So we've been to Hilton Head. We've been to places. So I guess I understand is this really a vacation? But then I thought, girl, you don't even know.
She was not grateful.
I mean, let's just go to Kings Island and call it a day. So yeah, they have ramped up quite a bit. Do you have any highlights from vacations that you have orchestrated as an adult, Tracy?
I do.
I can't wait.
I have several. My very first has to be the best story ever, which is super ridiculous. But we had taken the kids to Disney in Florida. Not
The
to be
real
confused,
one.
the real one. And we had decided that this was going to be like the trip of a lifetime. I think they were in first or second grade. I don't know. But it was going to kind of be our week of yes. We were just not going to say no. We were going to charge things we couldn't afford, and we were going to do every awesome, fun thing. And honestly, the trip panned out. And I know very rarely people can say that. It started from our flight when we got upgraded to first class without paying. And
Nice.
they were like, we've got some extra seats. It's the kids' first time. Let's move you all up here. So my kids thought you got like a stem glass of orange juice on your flights. Like they thought that was a regular thing. It was not. So we knew then that we were going to be bougie and it was going to be super fun. I had spent like months before going to Goodwill and garage sales and finding every Disney item I could find in the free world. And my kids wore Disney
Oh my gosh.
related things every single day. We got the park hopper pass. We went to every park. I think we got the 5-day pass, and we saw everything. And we stayed in a house that we rented that had, Disney themed furniture and its own little
Wow.
pool in the back. Like we were super ridiculous. And then the fun, and the kids got like matching outfits that matched their American Girl dolls.
Stop.
I mean, like there was just no. One day they were chosen to be the kid representatives leading the parade through town, just randomly. Like every perfect thing could have happened. But we like to tell the story about one night we decided to go out to a fancy dinner, which we didn't do regularly. And we went to Shula's Steakhouse, which other people might not think is fancy. I don't know. But to me,
that's fancy.
I
No,
think
that's
it's fancy. I think it's fancy. So we were all dressed up. And we were like, just let them get their own, whatever they want. We weren't going to make them share. We weren't going to give them a few bites of our steak, even though they were kids. We were just being super over the top. And they came by and they asked if they had the special appetizer that day, which was bacon wrapped shrimp and barbecue. Like, I don't know. I think it's probably still on their menu because it was like a big deal and then whatever. And so we were like, oh, okay. And then we said, well, we'll take an order because that's what appetizers do, And she's like, oh, no, they're sold by the piece. And he's like, oh, okay. So my husband was like, well, just take 2 each. So, 5, 10. And he's like, just make it an even dozen. And you guys know that line because when we got the bill, these shrimp were $16 a piece. I had no idea that a shrimp could cost $16.
Yeah.
Like, what do people normally order? Do you normally order one? Like, I don't even know the protocol for that. But so, okay, I did the math and then I forgot it. What was it? What's 16 times 12? Somebody who's good at math can do that and get back to me.
Way too much.
But way too much. And that was on our appetizer, 32 of which was just $192. $192 on our appetizer. 32 of which was just some extra that we threw on because he said make it an even dozen. So now anybody, and from then on anyway, anytime somebody would do something or say something ridiculous, one of us would say, just make it an even dozen. That means just go on and do whatever ridiculous ass thing you want to do. And we did that. So that was awesome. And then another fun one was we just referred to it as a week of amusement. And I like themes. And we went to Holiday World. We went to Great Wolf Lodge and we went to Kings Island all in the same week.
Oh,
and we would
wow.
spend like a day or two at each one with the water park and there. And we were exhausted.
I was gonna say, I'm tired just hearing about that.
Suntanned. And the kids, I mean, like, they didn't realize what our week of amusement entailed. So we would go have a really good time somewhere and then leave there and go somewhere else. And they were like, oh my gosh, now this place is amazing.
Their heads were exploding.
And then this place is amazing. And then so that was all fun. And then after we moved to Maryland, most of our trips included coming back to Indiana for visits because that's how you used your time, back then or, whenever. But we did have season passes to the Six Flags amusement park there. And so like 20 minutes down the road, we had an amusement park. It had a splash pool, like a water park with a wave pool. I've never seen such quality people watching as I did there.
Oh, boy.
I mean, and we really got our use out of the tickets. We went a lot. They had stuff at Halloween and Christmas. It was a lot of fun. And then they also, pre-COVID, of course, but I would buy the refillable drink cup and we would all use the same cup, same straw. That was before we knew how gross everybody was, I think.
Right.
This was 2 years ago. I'm acting like it was a long time ago. But a refillable drink cup, And so like we had a great time.
You had died and gone to heaven.
We had died and gone to heaven, but I would just sit in a lounge chair by that wave pool and people watch for hours, and then some singers would get up on a stage and sing a little song. It was delightful.
I love it.
So and a lot of people will tell you that theme park is a little sketch, and I enjoyed every bit of its sketchiness.
Kim, what you got?
Well, I do want to plug really quick, just because we've been talking about theme parks and water parks. Joe and I happened upon, he had heard it about from somebody on HBO Max. It's a documentary called Action Park, and it's a water park. Is it like in the New York area?
I think so.
Just about there was no policing of anything. The water park was, the water slides were dangerous. This guy, he was like a multimillionaire, and he just, anything he dreamed up, they did in the wave pool. If you watch it, you'll never go to another water park again. It is absolutely ridiculous, but it's called Action Park.
Action Park.
So as far as our family vacations, we haven't done anything extravagant. Like, I've been out of the country, but my kids haven't been. We did venture to Las Vegas because we had somebody that we could use their timeshare, and we took the kids to the Grand Canyon, took them to Hoover Dam. And I will say that we are not good adventurous vacationers. Bicker. My kids could have cared less about the Grand Canyon, and I'm talking they were teenagers.
I could also care less about the Grand Canyon, and I'm 51.
Well, I don't know. I've never seen it, and I do care about
and
it.
I did. I really did care about it, and I wanted to see more of it. We literally drove 5 hours to get there, and we maybe spent 2 hours there. I was not happy. We also went to Las Vegas in the middle of the summer, which literally was like an oven. But we just are not, like, when the kids were little, like, we didn't go as a family to Disney until 3 years ago. One of the first words uttered from my son was, "You mean there aren't thrill rides?" Like, he literally lived in a bubble that he did not realize that most of the rides were not like Kings Island. There were a handful.
Yeah.
We weren't prepared. Like, we did 2 days, 3 parks, sun up to sundown. I don't know how you did a week of amusements, because that killed me.
Oh, it was exhausting.
2 days killed me. And it was fine. I'm glad we did it. They'll remember it. I could care less if I ever go back to Disney. And I'm sorry for all the Disney fanatics out there.
I'm not. No, it's fine, but
it's fine. And maybe, like, I want to see Universal. I really like Epcot, but could care less about all the other stuff. We did make a reservation. We tried to be bougie at, like, an old timey, where, like, the restaurant was themed, where they yelled at you if you put your elbows on the table type thing. And it was all set up like the 1950s, and they made you it was really, really fun. Our lunch was literally $225. I mean, you're like, and we tried to be real, like, just do it, just have fun, you know. Oh, I mean, that's how we are. I am, give me the beach, and I don't want to do anything type of vacation.
Right.
That is my dream. And my son is like that, but the rest of them want to be doing things. Yeah. And
I think Disney is super magical. As much as I like, I'm like you. I like the beach. I 100% feel the magicalness of Disney.
If I would have taken the kids when they were littler, I think it would have been like Maddie, my middle child, absolutely loved it. And, you know, like, what, she was 16 at the time, and it was everything that she had dreamed of and more.
I think we should go, the three of us, and enjoy it and see what we think.
I don't know, because when we went, we went a little bit, like, not when my kids were first grade, but not when they were teenagers. Mm-hmm. So I think Sam was maybe 11 and Lillian was 8. Mm-hmm. So they could remember it, and they could ride the same things, and they, you know, didn't need a nap or, you know, any of that kind of stuff. But that's also the same vacation that my cell phone got stolen, and $3,000 of calls to Cuba were made, and T-Mobile would not credit my account. Hate T-Mobile. Just going to throw it out there.
Take that, T-Mobile.
Ended up having to pay it. Really mad. Don't use them anymore. So the happiest place on earth, it holds some unpleasant memories for me.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
But I'd like us to go back then, and the three of us make some pleasant memories.
Yeah, and I think that you could do it all differently. We were stuck with our schedules that we went in the summer.
Yes.
Hello. Don't go to Disney in the summer. And I didn't have babies to worry about, and I didn't have little, you know, so we battled through. But let me tell you, I mean, the crowds, the heat. I mean, it was really, really hard. But they're at an age now, and I'm almost at that cusp where maybe 5 years from now, I won't have a couple of like family vacation, like where they would like to do. Like Chicago's not a vacation. My girls want to see LA. They want to go to New York, and I want to do that stuff. But at the same, you want to appease everyone, and it's really hard to do all that, and we're just not very good planners. But we do love to take our week, our yearly beach vacation. I mean, and we have a blast and we have fun, but we just aren't historic vacationers. Haven't been to Washington D.C. Joe and I would love to go, but my kids really do not care. And maybe it's the way that I raised them, that they really don't care about anything cultural. They just don't. They want to see where the stars are. They want to see, they want to go to Broadway, like things like that. They don't want to have an educational Hoover Dam. They were like, literally honestly, were so mad at me.
I would be so mad at you. It's a dam. I'm sorry. I can see it on Google. I can Google it in a video, and I can see it in real time. I'm sure
I don't know,
there's a camera set up somewhere that I can just look right there and see it.
I didn't think that I would care about such things, but what we did when we were in Toronto, we drove by and stayed in Niagara Falls.
Okay, that's a little different than Hoover Dam.
I don't know. I've never seen Hoover Dam, but it's a lot of water for both.
Hoover Dam's pretty impressive. I mean, I thought my kids would get a bigger kick out of it than... Nope, they did not care.
No.
Well, I think part of it was because they love The Office, and Jim and Pam got married.
I would like to go to Niagara Falls.
Oh my gosh! Although you talk about expensive meals, Niagara Falls is like.
Oh, is it a money trap?
Gatlinburgy.
Yeah.
So I wasn't feeling well one night, so they're like, "Well, we'll just run over to IHOP." 3 dinners at IHOP was over $100. I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah.
So
it's a trap. It is a money trap.
Well, I know that we've been to a lot of places. We've had a lot of fun stories as a family. I think the thing that I like most about the family vacations, even now, I think even more now the kids are a little bit older, is that we actually like each other. Like, we have fun.
It is a lot. It is. Yeah. It's hard to vacation with little kids, and when they get older,
they're more
fun.
They're more fun.
Yeah. And my kids are wanting to plan more trips together.
Yeah.
So.
No,
that's not a bad. That's something.
They like maybe they want to buy you, but they like each other well enough.
Well, I meant with me, but okay.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't included.
You were not included. Okay.
I probably have to pay, but I was included.
Oh, that's fun. Well, thank you so much for joining us on Up for Grabs. I hope we stirred your memories about some of your fun family vacations or not so fun family vacations. If there's any other Cherokee villagers out there, let's go.
We need to have a reunion.
We should have a Facebook group of people that survived Cherokee.
Please
Village.
reach out. Seriously,
there might be, and I'm going
to
to look and sign you guys up for it if there is.
So
and I'm going to tell them you have their towels.
We use the hell out of those towels. Thank you so much for joining us on Up for Grabs. Please join us next time.